In all of my years watching the Phillies, I've noticed that they have a serious problem developing players. The only memorable first-round picks that have contributed to the Phillies over the last decade or so have been Aaron Nola, Alec Bohm, and Bryson Stott. They also usually never have any success in the later rounds, with Rhys Hoskins being one of the only memorable late-round picks for them. Currently, there are only 6 Phillies on the active roster who have been in the organization their entire career. 6 out of 26 is pretty terrible, and it makes me want to dive deeper into the troubled farm system. Before we start this video, subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things Philly sports. I have a MacBook now, meaning videos will be coming out more frequently. The 6 Phillies that I mentioned earlier are Ranger Suarez, Orion Kerkering, Rafael Marchand, Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott, and Johan Rojas. I didn't include Aaron Nola because he is currently on the injured list. Suarez, Marchand, and Rojas were all signed internationally, meaning they weren't drafted. Bohm and Stott were both first-round picks, and Kerkering was a 5th-round selection. All 20 other guys on the 26-man roster have started their careers in previous organizations. This typically isn't the formula for a winning team. You have to know how to build within your organization if you want to be a successful franchise. Look at the Eagles, for example. I know they play an entirely different sport, but the concept remains the same. They know how to draft and develop their players correctly. This keeps them competitive for a long time, and they are always able to replace their current players with homegrown guys when needed. The Phillies are very different. They sign free agents and make trades to form their team. There's nothing wrong with doing so, but they can't construct their entire team solely off of these transactions. Recently, the drafting has been better for the Phillies, as 5 of their top 8 prospects are their own first-round picks. That used to not be the case. Those who know the name Cornelius Randolph know exactly what I'm talking about. Hopefully, these more recent first-round picks contribute to the big league level. When trying to find the problem with their development, it gets a little complicated. They have amazing top prospects right now. Andrew Painter, who looks to be a future Cy Young, Justin Crawford, who can become one of the best contact speed threats in the game, Aiden Miller, who's a future all-star on the left side of the infield, and Mick Abel, who even has some MLB experience under his belt with his 6-inning, 9-strikeout MLB debut against the Pirates. The question is, why aren't these guys getting called up sooner when they are killing it in the minor leagues? Painter is an exception due to his recovery from Tommy John surgery, but other guys deserve a chance at the big league level. I understand Crawford is only 21 years old, but he is currently hitting .338 with an OPS of .845 and 20 stolen bases in AAA. His splits are disgusting as he is hitting .455 with an OPS of 1159 against lefties, meaning he can hit with anybody on the mound. He's clearly ready for the next challenge. With the Phillies not having a very strong outfield, calling up Crawford seems like a smart move. We are in an age where teams are calling up their top prospects while they are young, but the Phillies seem to shy away from that approach, and I'll never know why. Yes, you want to develop the young talent as much as you can, but when a guy can play, he can play. The Phillies also need more contact and speed in the lineup, 2 things that Crawford would immediately bring. He can become the leadoff hitter day 1 and get on base for Trey Turner and Bryce Harper to drive in more runs. My thoughts are that the Phillies don't bring up Crawford at all this year and wait for him to be the starting center fielder in 2026, which I don't understand. The Phillies are known for waiting on their prospects. Bryson Stott wasn't called up until he was 24, meaning he is already going to be 30 when it's time for him to hit free agency. Bohm was also 24, creating the same scenario for him. Rhys Hoskins was another guy who was 24, and when it was time for him to hit free agency, he was 30 with an injury, so now he is playing on the Brewers, but he is tearing it up for them this season. Waiting on these top prospects loses some good years that they could have contributed to the MLB club. Teams around the league are calling up their prospects at age 20, 21, and 22, while the Phillies seem to always wait until age 24 to pull the trigger. I think that the Phillies development team needs improvement. They never seem to be able to develop pitchers properly, and position players usually always disappoint. Scott Kingery is an example I will always use as someone who was completely failed by the system. The Phillies broke Kingery and ruined his development. He was someone who could have been an all-star, but he ended up rotting in the minor leagues for the rest of his contract with us. A couple of years ago, I made a video on Scott Kingery. If you want to go watch that, I'll leave it right here. Trading is something that the Phillies love to do, especially when it means trading prospects. When it comes to making trades at the deadline, it always seems like the Phillies overpay. When other teams are trading their 20th ranked prospect away for a really good player, the Phillies followed up with trading their 5th ranked prospect for a role player. They need to start utilizing their other prospects in these smaller trades. That way they can use their higher ranked prospects on superstars that will actually make an impact. This next generation of Phillies top prospects needs to be different from the previous ones. Out of the prospects I listed before, I want none of them to be used at the trade deadline. They need to be properly developed and given a chance to contribute to the Phillies. Crawford and Miller are both a part of the future at the top of the lineup, and Painter and Abel can be a force in the rotation. It all comes down to the farm system. They need to develop these players and give them a chance to succeed. I never want to see a player end up the same way Kingery did. Whatever happens is what is going to happen, but what needs to happen is that the Phillies need to fix their problem down on the farm system. Let me know what you guys think about the Phillies farm system and the approach you want the Phillies to use. Like the video so I know you want more of this content, and subscribe to stay up to date with all things Philly sports. More Phillies videos will be coming out soon, as well as some draft videos for the Sixers and Flyers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.